Okay, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you are a manager of?
Sure. My name's Tom Brown. I'm a professor in the Spears School of Business. I manage is a funny word, but I am coordinating 4 sections of our newly revised Principles of Marketing course. And I also have the great privilege of working with a group of young marketing students in a certificate program.
Awesome. So, how long have you been a manager?
Well, working on this new course has just really been a matter of the last year or so, and in fact, direct management of people really the last 4 or 5, well, probably 3 or 4 months actually. Have been the director of our Center for Customer Interface Excellence for the last more or less 4 years.
Awesome. And what things do you like or dislike about being a manager?
Love the people, hate the administrative parts. Hate's probably too strong a word, but I find dealing with details and time cards and got to be done this way and got to go sign that form and all those kinds of things, those are a little bit challenging, but that's probably because I enjoy the creative side of things. And so recreating this course, the management of that has been one of the great joys of my 25 years in this field. Getting to work with all the students in the certificate program and even some of the paperwork to get the center approved wasn't much fun. But once we got started on that and getting to interact with the people that are involved in that has been more fun than about anything I've done in a long time.
Awesome. And how do you resolve conflict in your many positions?
Yeah, well, I guess conflict could mean a lot of different things. On kind of one level, there are so many things going on. It's just kind of conflict within me as to what I should be doing and when I should be doing that. That's a matter of just detailing things, I think, and staying on top of an agenda. Conflict with people hasn't really been much of an issue. Sometimes the students that help us that I manage as part of this course that we're doing, there have been moments there where we wanted things done differently than what they're being done, and usually that's just a matter of, honestly, with these guys, it's a matter of sending a quick note or pulling somebody aside, and then it's taken care of. So we haven't had any serious conflict of any kind.
Awesome. And are you an introvert or an extrovert? And how would that affect your managing style?
I am an introvert. I have been introverted my entire life. Can be very uncomfortable in a crowd. On the other hand, the nature of my job causes me to play a different role, and I have to work at being extroverted in front of a classroom. In terms of how does my normal self, how does that affect how I manage? Yeah, that's an interesting question. I haven't really thought about that. I think that introverts assume sometimes too much about what other people are thinking, and sometimes I worry too much maybe about how other people are perceiving me, instead of just going out and being me and doing what needs to be done. So in some ways that probably means there may be things that I let go too long before I step in and deal with them. Again, as I've said, we've had very little go wrong, so it hasn't been that much of an issue. But I think that it clearly would keep me from stepping up and saying something to someone. Yeah, I don't like conflict. I would rather do almost anything than deal with conflict. And so I think my personality plays a role in that.
Perfect. And how does emotional intelligence affect being a manager?
Yeah, working with students is challenging. Because we have so many students, I think we have roughly 670 that we're dealing with. If I think of them and if I'm a manager and then they are the people working with me, because there's so many, I have a higher percentage of students that have problems that really aren't their fault, and most of the time the real challenges are the problems that they've created for themselves, and then they would like to find a way to get out of, and they want me to help them with that. And so being able to understand what someone else is feeling, I think helps, because I generally feel for people whenever they have issues, and I want to help them. And in this position with so many students, most of the time I really can't help. I mean, I can't change a deadline that they missed. I can't even change the way we have things set up. I can't even really change a deadline when they missed it because they got sick at the last minute or something. And so I have to kind of feel how they're feeling, and I don't know. I had one guy in here yesterday that I hope that he may have been feeling sorry for me by the time it was over. He came in to complain about why he couldn't turn it in late, and we went through the whole thing, and I tried to help him understand that this probably really isn't going to affect your grade. And he may well have seen that it was affecting me more than it was affecting him. I don't know. I don't know if that was showing any level of emotional intelligence, but clearly I pick up on other people's emotions, and so I think that helps as a manager, because the worst kind of manager that I know of is a manager that has no ability to engage with people, and they just run roughshod over the people they're trying to manage, and that would be incredibly awful.
Well, thank you for your time and your answers.
Sure, happy to help.